Hello everybody, hope you're having a great day wherever you are, and welcome to Queena Show. Now, let's go to the news, right? Again, it's basically very positive news. So first up, KFH goes live on RippleNet for money transfer service. KFH is Kuwait finance house, is one of the largest bank in Saudi Arabia. And they have actually, they have already been on the RippleNet since May 2018. But now the news is that they have actually started to operate it, and that is cool because it shows that it's going live, and they are able to actually do a real life transactions to now. Let's go to the news, right? Again, it's basically very positive news. So first up, KFH goes live on RippleNet for money transfer service. KFH is Kuwait finance house, is one of the largest bank in Saudi Arabia. And they have actually, they have already been on the RippleNet since May 2018. But now the news is that they have actually started to operate it, and that is cool because it shows that it's going live, and they are able to actually do a real life transactions to RRG Bank, which is their partner bank. So that's why it's so cool, right? But that's the thing, right? About I think Ripple is basically making news every other day, and almost all their news are basically very positive. Next, Japan's financial regulator may approve crypto ETFs, right? So let's just quickly go to it. Japan's Financial Services Agency, FSA, is apparently open to approving crypto exchange-traded funds. A Bloomberg report on Monday, citing a person familiar with the matter, said that the FSA is currently ascertaining institutional interest in ETFs that track cryptocurrencies and could ultimately give them the go-ahead. Japan's ruling Liberal Democratic Party will reportedly submit draft legislation by March 2019 that could include such a move through amendments to existing financial rules. The bill, which would also bring in more self-regulatory oversight of the industry and class many ICO tokens as securities, would come into law by 2020. Now, the thing is this, right? So, but in the same article, they are also saying crypto ETFs are seen by many market observers as a means to bring institutional capital into the sector, though not all are keen on the idea. Okay, now, so basically, it seems like Japan may be the first one, right? If there is enough demand from the market, right? Because now they're ascertaining the demand, but basically they are so proactive, right? I mean, Japan will likely be the first one to launch Bitcoin or crypto ETFs, right? I mean, Switzerland has already launched one last year, but Japan may be the second one to launch this, right? And US, most likely, February 27 was supposed to be the date that US decide on the ETF approval, but most likely it's going to be delayed again, and most likely they're going to reject this round, right? So the thing is this, ETFs is basically exchange traded fund. It's basically, it will be a vehicle that allow anyone to easily purchase Bitcoin, right? Very convenient, and you can purchase it in a very small amount. So that will expect to actually kick off a lot of the demand in the market for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Hence, right, expected to be one of the main trigger to actually kick off the next rally. But it will be very interesting to see, right, because Japan has been actually in the forefront for many of the backed digital currency, right, to actually, so it's like their own cryptocurrency. So they are doing all these cool things, yeah. So looks like US is losing its spot in terms of the innovator or forefront runner in terms of this financial innovation, all this blockchain technology. Yeah, so that's the A lot of people expect US to be leading, but it doesn't seem to be that way, right? It seems like they are focusing elsewhere. Yeah. Next, Wise Ratings releases 7 cryptocurrency forecasts for 2019. Wise Ratings, a financial rating agency, made 7 cryptocurrency forecasts for the year 2019, stating that Bitcoin will still be used exclusively as a store of value and the price of BTC will moon again. More promising projects will arise and the value of some altcoins will spike significantly. Now, Wise Ratings says 2018 was a year of progress for cryptocurrencies despite crypto winter. The American agency, which began in 1971 to help investors make informed decisions, says that despite the bearish market, 2018 was a year of progress, where a foundation was laid for Bitcoin and altcoins to thrive. Notably, quite many significant technologies emerged last year, including the Bitcoin Lightning Network, which is aimed at speeding up Bitcoin transactions, right? Hedera, Hashgraph, Holochain, and a host others. So they basically talked about a few cryptocurrencies. The main one is that they expect that first prediction is that Bitcoin will continue to be a store of value because no other asset has combined characteristics of an enhanced security, transportability, cost efficiency, and more. Secondly, users can expect Bitcoin's new all-time high this has been a trend since 2015. What is usually obtainable is a 70% dump-in price and then a 6,300% price increments after subsequent months. Wise Ratings have also predicted that some selected altcoins like Hedera Hashgraph will see a significant increment in their price, even as high as 20 times. These are virtual currencies that may have not yet been reputably known in 2018 but are tipped to be massively adopted this year. Bitcoin Cash will fade away, big whales remain optimistic. In the same vein, cryptocurrencies without real use cases to back them will fall off the market. This will possibly include Bitcoin Cash and some others, which are among the top 10 digital assets with the highest trading volume as at press time. Yeah. When it comes to the internet, users can expect a more sophisticated technology tagged to the Internet 3.0. This is an innovative World Wide Web that may be brought about by cryptocurrencies like EOS, Holochain, and Cardano, whose blockchains are super fast, Wise predicts, yeah? So basically, then there's the last one is that, right? That's all. The report also notes that distributed ledger technology powered crypto assets from credible projects like Ripple will transform the banking sector and relegate the old systems of sending cross-border payments. So the significance of this news is actually because Wise Ratings is a very respected rating agency in Wall Street. And them coming out to say that, very positive things about cryptocurrency, but note that they only are very positive on only a handful of cryptocurrencies, and that are namely Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, EOS, right, Cardano, and Holochain. Don't really know what Holochain does, but the others, are among the favorites for many people, right? So definitely, yeah. So that, I guess this kind of reports and a rating agency having a stamp of approval on this kind of projects definitely give a lot of credibility and a lot of awareness as well, a lot of marketing to this, popular coins, yeah. And that's actually, I think, is a very good for the industry. So a big shout out to Wise Ratings, right, for bringing this kind of awareness to the more mainstream media. Next, Winklevoss Twins confirm commitment to Bitcoin ETF despite Reddit AMA. AMA is Ask Me Anything session. So basically, Cameron Winklevoss stated that Bitcoin is most likely the winner in the long term during an Ask Me Anything session on Reddit. Answering the question on whether Bitcoin will keep its #1 position among cryptocurrencies, Cameron expressed his optimistic view of the coin, saying that Bitcoin is certainly the on-the-go coin. It's hard to defeat network effects. So in terms of hard money, Bitcoin is most likely the winner in the long term. Yeah. The thing is this. So he said also a blockchain without a crypto is like calling AOL the internet. So basically he's basically dispelling the myth that you cannot have a blockchain without the cryptocurrency backing it. Yeah. So basically now moving on. So the thing is Winklevoss also continue to be committed, that they will definitely be committed to bring a Bitcoin ETF, onto the ground. That means to bring it to life, right? of giving birth to it, definitely, regardless of how many times of rejections that they're going to face, that they are going to persist no matter what. Yeah, that is, really good perseverance. Yeah. Apple and Tesla shares on the blockchain could be the next big thing in crypto. Now, the thing is this is significant because it appears in CNBC. This news actually already, I talked about this news already in yesterday's news. But the fact that this news now is being caught on by CNBC, and they basically use the name Apple and Tesla to catch the mainstream attention, that is significant because, right, I mean, why would CNBC now pick up on all this news, right? So it's really trying to, they really see this as a positive trend and they want more mainstream people to know. And I think, again, this is really good for the industry. So basically, this is talking about, now the top tech companies that is listed on NASDAQ are able to be tokenized. So it's like digital security, that can be traded by anyone easily, because it can be in smaller denominations and 24/7, 365 days a year. So it can definitely open up participation in this space much, much more. Yeah. But of course, they do bring up a concern to say that, the company holding the securities as custody, are they safe or not? There is that concern, but I guess these kind of things you do have to let the market decide. So basically, people have to start using it, and then the market will tell whether it's successful or not. Yeah, I mean, if when something happens, then we know, right? Just like in 2013, Mt. Gox, right? It was very popular because at that time there was only one stock exchange that allows for buying of cryptocurrency, right? Like Bitcoin. At that time, sorry, it was only Bitcoin. So Mt. Gox was then. But because then, it was all great until when it was hacked, right? Then the market decided, right? I mean, yes, people lost money, but I'm sure they learned a very important lesson that security is very important. People who lost money through that Mt. Gox experience will definitely, right, keep their coins in their own cold storage, right? That is for sure. So yes, you pay in terms of your loss, but you do learn an important lessons. Yeah. Next, another news come out in CNBC. A well-known cryptocurrency may have just suffered a confidence-breaking attack. While the earlier news was bad, this one, they have actually managed to caught on something which is, the earlier news was great, positive, but this is definitely not good. What happened was that, right, Coinbase, which is one of the largest cryptocurrency exchange by volume, said they have detected, hacking. No, not a hacking, but it's more like a breakdown, a potential attack on the technology of their proof of work technology that basically allow the coin to be double spent. Right? So that means, which is the key principle underlines why cryptocurrency is so valuable. It has shown that that principle has actually break down. It doesn't work, and the coin in question is actually Ethereum Classic. Yeah, the thing is this: they found that basically people are able to spend. And there was a 51% attack. That means someone is able to control more than 51% of the computing power in that network, in Ethereum Classic network. On their blockchain, and they're able to manipulate the records such that they can actually audit tamper with the records, right? So that they can actually double spend the money. So this is really terrible because this is one of the very key fundamental principle that make cryptocurrency like Bitcoin and the others that are based on proof of work so secure that they can maintain trust despite eliminating all the intermediary trusted parties in between. Is because they have all these very secure mathematical way to say that whatever is already added into the blockchain, into the record, cannot be changed. But now Ethereum Classic has shown that people can actually alter with the record. So to safeguard the funds that Coinbase has decided to suspend it, and they have made it public. Yeah, I guess the good thing is that no funds are lost in Coinbase, so that's great. But in another news, that actually their own developers have come up to respond, saying that they have actually denied it. No surprise. But then they said that they're still investigating, but then they may have an idea of where the hash rate came from. Says, quote, regarding the recent mining events, we have an idea of where the hash rate came from. ASIC manufacturing Lindsay confirmed testing of a new 1,400 megahertz ETH hash machines. So because of that, it seems like what they see as a pattern of like 51% attack, right? Is actually it's most likely just the computing chips manufacturer testing a new technology, right? That is most likely they're just testing something. So it's more likely on their own network, and double spends are not detected. So they're saying basically it is not a real attack, but it seems like it's the manufacturer is testing something. But then again, my take is that if it is so, right, that Ethereum Classic should have come up before the news of Coinbase, right, to say that this is going to happen. They are testing something new. So, their chips manufacturer is testing something new. So some problems may occur, and, this might just to be good to circumvent the news, right? When bad news occur, then only you try to, try to save your reputation. Is normally harder. But if you already know that, there is your chip manufacturer is trying to test new launches or new technology, so it is best to say that upfront, right? Be very transparent about what you do, so it's more professional, right? And then people can then anticipate any problems rather than now that they found the problems and then you're trying to explain, right? So that is the thing about the industry. I think the crypto industry as a whole is still very young, right? After all, it's only about 10 years old, so it's definitely like a teenager, right? A young, very young teenager. So it definitely needs a lot of professionalism and growing up in this space, right? That's what I think. And I think that's why perhaps why coins like Ripple and Cardano are more of the ones that are more popular and well liked by Wall Street, because the people behind them are very professional, right? Because Ripple is like there's a company. A lot of the people are from the Wall Street, that can speak a lot of from banking industry who can speak the same lingo and from a lot of professional background, so they know how, they don't engage in Twitter fights or social media fights, right? And Cardano is basically a lot of people from the academics, from scientists field, that are also generally just focus on developing something really good, right, that can be reviewed by the academic industry and the developer industry. So that's why maybe perhaps this is one of the key elements, right, to succeed in this industry for the new listings of coins. Yeah, focus on what you're developing and just be very professional about communication and responses, and your social media communications and posts and tweets, and yeah, so basically what you put out there, what you say out there, people can see and people can judge, right? Basically it's such an open world now. Yeah. Okay, so that's all I have for today, and thank you so much for watching. If you like this, consider subscribing and click a like. Thank you so much, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.